One thing we've come to learn in travel, there is a difference between travel and luxury travel. And we are here today with proof.
Welcome back to Travel Tips and Recommendations with Nikki and Tommy. I'm back. I'm Nikki.
She is back. And I'm Tommy. We are happily retired Army veterans, but now travel is a huge part of our lives.
Yep. So we finally sailed on Regent 7 Seas ship, the Splendor.
Y'all don't understand.
Ultra luxury sailing from Montreal to New York.
Now, if you've wondered what true luxury is at sea and what it looks like, we got you. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
You're going to see that this trip had a lot of firsts for us.
A lot.
It was our first time in Canada.
Facts.
First time in Maine.
Facts.
First time in Massachusetts.
Facts.
And it was our first time sailing on Regent 7 Seas, the Splendor.
Yes. So we definitely checked off a lot on our to-do list.
Yep. So staying true to our travel norms, we arrived 2 days early in Montreal so that we can relax and try to get a lay of the land before our cruise started. And we explored Montreal, Canada.
Yeah.
And it was an absolutely amazing city.
It is. We were very, very impressed with Montreal. We did not know what to expect going in. We didn't do any research on purpose. And we just went there and hung out. So we ended up staying at the Sheraton Montreal, which is centrally located, and you can walk literally anywhere you need to go.
Yeah. So we asked the concierge different places that we should go. So
you mean our first excursion was the Jones walking tour?
True fact, in our true sense of traveling, we just kind of said we're going to get a map from the concierge, ask him for a few places for us to go, and then we're just going to head out and start walking around. We didn't want to really just kind of have our phones with the map on and just actually looking like tourists. So.
Yeah. We went out and we made a left.
Okay.
So there was a lot to see. We ended up walking about 5 kilometers in our organized wandering.
Just notice how clean the entire city was, though. Boarding day.
Time to get on
so
up.
Very excited about this because, like we said, this is our first time on Regent 7 Seas. Yeah. So it was more like the whole Oprah thing. It's like, you get a suite, you get a suite, you get a suite. Because this is all sweet ship. So the second you step on board the ship, it just feels elevated. You're in a much refined decor. There's a calm energy about it, compared to some of the contemporary lines where you walk on the ship and just all the music and people are going and you just, it's just sensory overload.
Yeah, just a calm.
This was very calm.
Professional environment.
You walk in.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, beautiful ship when you walk in, and it's like just make you want to start talking real calm and serene.
Could you show us where our room is, please?
Can you please take us to
and
our cabin?
So there were we had more than 700 guests, but the capacity of the ship is around 750, and there's a high crew to guest ratio. And they're all suites. We're talking about even the entry level cabin is a suite, and that's what we signed up for. Yeah. But our cabin wasn't ready yet, so
so we just took our time to explore the ship, which was a lot more than what we expected. Yeah. When we saw everything that was on the ship, there was a driving net.
I'm gonna have to say this: our expectation of luxury is limited. It didn't dawn on me that there would be more to the ship. I was still expecting it to be. Our expectation going on was, but this is a cruise ship.
Luxury, still on that level.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. But like you said, there's so much more to do. Yeah. There was a miniature golf course. That has 18 holes for the golfers. There's a pickleball court there, because I know pickleball is huge for a lot of people.
And it's enclosed.
Yeah, cornhole there for all you Midwest people with your cornhole. Shuffleboards, and of course there was a beautiful pool there also.
And they had a driving net for you golfers. So you can get some a driver, and you can get some golf balls, and you can swing into the net to make sure that your golf game's still on point. So I mean, it's just way more than I expected. And then, of course, the beautiful pool. But then it was time for our suite, to get into our suite. So, like I said, we were at the baseline level of the suite, but it's still a suite, meaning you have a sleeping area and a sitting area.
Still a beautiful,
and
beautiful,
a balcony.
cabin.
It was more spacious than your average balcony. When you're considering the contemporary lines, right? And the good news is I fit in the shower.
Baseline for all of our sailings, anything that we compare the cabins to.
Yeah. If I can't fit in the shower,
had to see whether or not he can fit in the shower.
Thumbs down. But here, I get thumbs up because I could shower with the door closed. All right. And then after we sat down, another thing we need to mention is the safety video is available to you online on their website. They send it to you when it's time for you to start considering moving to the board. Yeah. So watch the video. It's only like a minute, and it's not long. It's
but just like any other sailings, you have to go to your muster stations to check in for it. So make sure you do that. That's most important before they can even leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we ended up having dinner at the Compass Rose. Now, the Compass Rose is the main dining. I think it's three or four. 3 or 4 specialty restaurants, and of course, different eateries everywhere. Yeah. They're all included, right, with the pay, with the cost of the cruise. So...
but Compass Rose, though.
Gosh, that's what I'm saying. So we went to the Compass Rose. Remember, the dress, at a minimum, you have to have pants on, and you didn't have to have specifically a collared shirt, but of course, that's what I wore. And then you could have either dress shoes, or they allow the casual tennis shoes, which was already mentioned. But I like the fact that they have it, because casual has changed, all right? And it's time for people to start admitting that. But the food and the service at the Compass Rose,
delicious.
On any other ship, that would have been a specialty restaurant.
Yeah. When you can have lamb chops, steaks,
lobsters,
salmon, all of that is like every night you can order that if you didn't want to order the chef's recommendations. So the fact that you can get that at the main dining,
it's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
And also, like she said, the chefs, the menu changes every night. It's the chef's recommendations, but they still you can order the baseline, and the menu set up that way where what you can regularly order, and then the chef's recommendation. We were just very impressed, and that was just the basic main dining.
Yeah, not to mention how beautiful that dining room is.
What was
with Versace charging plates. Yeah.
Think about that for a second. In the main dining, they had Versace plates. We're not just talking about one. We're talking about the big plate. We're talking about the saucers.
Yeah. You don't eat on them. Now, they come and take them away. But the fact that they have them
they know there. Some of y'all be clinking and clanking with it. But anyway, so here's a few quick notes for you, right? Make sure you go on top of the embarkation building. And if you go up the steps, that's where they have the Montreal sign, and it's a beautiful view of the city and of the port. And that was something we didn't find out till the second day when the tour guide said, "Hey, have y'all?"
Yeah, make sure you go do that.
Yes,
and we went and did that.
It's worth the photo opportunity,
right?
Also, while you're docked, you should know while you're docked in Canada, alcohol service is limited by local rules. So. Bottom line is you have to find out which lounge is serving alcohol.
Yeah, only one deck,
only
one bar can be open.
Yeah. It is not Regent, it's Canada.
It's Canada, Canada. Well, the purpose of that is that because we were staying in port overnight, they want you to go out into the city.
They try to inspire you.
Yeah, they want you to go out to the city, walk around, and kind of patron those establishments, and not just stay on the ship while you can have all the drinks on the ship. So that's another reason why they do that too.
And Montreal was worth it.
It really
it's worth
was.
getting off the ship because we did stay there overnight before we sailed.
Yeah.
But we sailed the next morning.
Yep. So the next port we went to Quebec City.
Quebec City.
And it delivers this European style charm that you always hope for, or that you see when you go to Europe and you're in France. It's like it really kind of reminded you of being there, and plus, and they're speaking French, and it's like, I don't really need to go 8 hours.
That's what I was about to say. Tell them what you really realize.
I don't have to go if I want to, because I love the French language and I love listening to it. And
the architecture and the history.
Architecture of it, you know. So if I want a quick hit of that, I can just.
It's 2 hours from Atlanta.
Right.
And you can go there. The only thing you won't see is the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
But
you can
the feel
pretty much
of
get
old
everything
France, it was there. And it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And our tour guide.
Yeah. So we went on a walking tasting tour.
Yeah.
Josie.
Yeah.
It was
a
cute.
character.
Yeah. Tour guide that was there. And we toured the lower and the upper parts of Quebec with views of the Chateau Frontenac. And that chateau is what you always see when you're looking up Quebec City.
If you Google Quebec City, the first thing
that.
you'll see is...
Yeah, we took the funicular up there to that area and got a chance to see the chateau there. But then we also learned that during the winter times, they will set that whole area up on the pier with these
and they
huge
have a
slides.
slide. They have a slide that's there all year round. But when it snows, they open that slide and you can slide down the pier, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, they say they go pretty fast on that slide too.
You know that Canada has the French vibe. Once again, we had never been there. So...
Yeah, we know it.
Yeah, we hear about it and all that stuff. But to get there and know and learn how much of an influence that France has, and England, and the history of the country is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and part of the tasting tour was that we got a chance to taste the maple lollipops.
Ooh.
So there was a whole demonstration that we went to this shop, and she showed us how, you know, you get a stick and have the maple on it, and it's on ice and it hardens up the maple. Yeah. It was very tasty.
I ain't know I liked maple until I tried maple. And so we got a bunch of maple candies and those maple lollipops. And,
candies, cookies, lollipops.
They're all
syrup.
gone now. But we definitely got some. And hey, maple is a nice little candy.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And then, so the next day we get back on the ship. And then the next day we go to the port of Saginaw. Once again, we ain't never been in, it was a sea day.
Yeah.
And so we were just rolling around. So we woke up late, we slept in, and then we hit the gym.
Yeah, we were only there for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So we decided not to go.
And the gym was, well, I'd give it a B+ if I'm rating cruise gyms. And I'm talking, I give it a B+ only because when I say A, I'm talking about those large gyms that the huge ships have that have everything you could possibly want to do on there. This gym had everything you'd want to do or everything you'd need. It didn't have the weight that some of the heavier lifters would want and stuff, but they had a bicycle area with the speed bikes. They had a treadmill area, and then they had a nice workout area with a great view.
Yeah.
So it was...
And it was being utilized too. You know, you would think because of the demographic on the ship, but people were in there using it. We were very impressed.
Getting it.
Very impressed. They had a separate yoga room.
Yes.
That you can work out in.
And underneath the gym, there is an infinity pool that most people don't even know exists.
Right. You can see it from there was a whole open area in the gym.
Gotta be quiet about it.
Yeah, it's kind of high speed.
And it's pretty impressive. It's a great place to chill.
Yeah.
And then after the gym, we went to the Deck 11 grill, and they had burger, wings, and pizza. Good spot, and you can get any drink you want up there. I got a chocolate milkshake with Bailey's in it.
After the gym.
After the gym, yeah. I worked. Hey, that's why I went to the gym. But then you had the 9/11. Yeah.
So the next day, so because this was a special sailing that we didn't realize that they would even have a program like this. Yeah. So for 9/11, they had a special area set up for veterans and first responders recognition.
And meeting.
And and for us to go there, because of course, we were going to go for veterans, but didn't know the first responders were going to be part of that too, because we have been on other cruise ships where they did recognize the veterans.
Mm-hmm. And they do too. It's just because it was 9/11.
They combined it, and it was amazing to sit there in the circle. Everybody was in the circle, and just they had a microphone and it went around, and everyone kind of told their story. Military experience or told where they were on 9/11, and it was heart-wrenching. It was heart-wrenching.
And just
it
was
beautiful, though, the fact that we were all there and had similar, because we say this all the time, we are more alike than we are different. And even though there were some age differences between us being there, the fact that we were retired military and there were several Army,
Navy, Air Force,
all the military services, they were there. The fact that they also were, in the same places that we've been stationed at. Some of the same units that we've been in. So to be able to talk to them too was, it always kind of makes me feel, proud of my service. And part of the team for sure.
And I'll say this real quick. It always blows my mind how there are people that say because they served in the Guard or served in reserves, or they serve active but didn't get called up to go. Like there was a few Vietnam vets there. And I say there were like maybe 3 that actually went and served, and then there were two, and then a few others that got called up, but they didn't serve. And I just hate that some of those people feel that because they got called up, they did everything they were supposed to do, but they didn't get shipped to Vietnam. Some of them feel like they failed their country or that they didn't.
Their service was lesser.
Yeah, and it was just. It's heartbreaking hearing people talk like that, because if you were in that lottery and your number got called and you didn't run the other way, whether you went to Vietnam or not, we honor you. We honor you because you stood up and you did what you were supposed to do, what your country called for you to do. And if they chose not to send you somewhere, that's not. But the good news about that is once they pass the mic around, like Nikki said, you get to hear everybody's story. And you also, once the meeting was over, people are drawn towards each other and you just get to have real conversations with them. So.
And it kind of also set the tone for us the rest of the sailing because that happened within maybe day 2, 3, three of the sailing. So this was an 11-day cruise. So we kept seeing the same people throughout the entire cruise, and it was great.
Sergeant Major and Captain.
We got a chance to
that's what we were known as.
Develop that bond with everyone there, So we enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was powerful and deeply appreciated. Absolutely. Yeah. Then the Splendor had a unique event, unique to us.
Another one, yeah.
So it's called the Block Party. Now, when we hear block party, we're thinking up on the pool deck and music blaring and jamming, somewhere. Right? Mm-hmm. No. Remember, we're on a different level here. So their block party is you go into your room at 6:00, you grab your wine glass, and then you come out to the hallway. And
outside your door.
Right outside your door in the hallway. And the intent is to serve you wine and to meet your neighbors. Yeah. So we were on the
staff and crew come around.
We were on the 6th deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the 6th deck, people were just walking around, introducing themselves, talking, sharing stories and all that stuff. It lasts for about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, the ship and crew, the captain and his crew came around.
And they go through every deck. So it's going to be a while if you're on 6.
Yeah, but they go around and the crew is going around, pouring the champagne and wine or whatever, and have little charcuterie board eats for you, you know, while you're mingling with the people that are on your floor.
Yeah.
And that was just the most unique experience to talk to people. And it's like everyone started congregating around
in the
our cabins. It's like, well, you couldn't even talk to people fast enough. More people were showing up.
Yeah.
But
it was another tone setter.
Yeah.
Because for the rest of the cruise, we had that shared experience with them where, hey, you're my neighbor and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's the first time we ever experienced something like that. And I think other cruise lines should even
I get the value of it.
Yeah.
It's good, it's simple, and it's very smart. It's a very smart community builder.
Now, you're introverts.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to do that.
Well,
however,
you still
I
want
will encourage
champagne.
you to do it. That's true.
So if nothing else come out and say, hey, how you doing? Get your champagne and go back to a glass.
Right. So then after that, though, we went to Port Sydney, Nova Scotia. Yeah. So we had an excursion where we went out on a walking tour to different pubs, and there was a local festival going on. And this pub had cider.
The first one we went to, so Canada's and cider is a little different than America and cider, because my idea of cider is warm cider around the holidays. Their idea of cider is taking the apple juice, fermenting it, and then making it alcohol.
And the alcohol. Mm-hmm.
So I support their definition of cider very much, and they have different flavors.
It was delicious.
So we got to see how it was made. We got to see, how unique it is in Nova Scotia.
Only distillery that
in
had
that
it.
spot, and then we got to see how it was made and to taste different flavors, and I was like, wow. I'm very impressed with the ciders.
Yeah.
So now I need to look for them.
Yep. That was a good tour.
Yeah, it was very good. And then on the way back.
And it wasn't far from the port. It was a walking tour. So we started right outside the ship. Yeah. And then just kind of walked in that whole neighborhood.
After we passed the largest fiddle in the world. Oh, yeah. Which is pretty amazing. You're like, why is there a fiddle right there? But there it is, and it's huge.
That thing was huge.
Yeah. And then we walked down. We came back, and then there was what was the name of that? Flavors on the Water. Yeah, Flavors on the Water. They had great nachos and great drinks, and we just ate lunch there just to experience it. So that was pretty nice. Then next day, Halifax, baby. We had another walking excursion. This time, now there's a trend happening, right?
Yeah, and you don't have to. We just selected the walking tours.
Yeah, there are other tours,
activity tours. There are definitely other tours that people went on. Yeah. We just didn't want to do those.
And she thought I was talking about the trend of walking. I'm talking about the trend of alcohol. Now there were other tours too. So the next day we went to the Alexander Keith's brewery, right? And so that we learned the history of the brewmaster Alexander Keith and how he started his business. And then we got to go through the factory. We couldn't take video, but we could take pictures. And so it was interesting, all the memorabilia and stuff that they have.
What now?
Memorabilia that they have. And also see once again how they make it and the processes. And then they take you to an old tavern that's literally in the
basement,
brewery,
right?
Yeah. And they take you into a tavern, and they got a piano there, and they sit you down, and
it was a vibe.
Yeah, and they do the
songs.
The people there, they perform songs and sing, and then deliver you
the dark lager beer.
Big thing of beer. So and then once that's finished, you go out, and then you go to the other side of the brewery, and then you go to the bar, and they let you sample everything they have on tap.
And we're not really beer drinkers, but
that was a good day.
But you can't go on a brewery tour and not experience the beer. So
what are you doing?
That's what we did, and they did not hold back. It was disrespectful.
Yeah,
far be it for us to disrespect this brewery.
Yeah.
So what we did was had
our mamas raised us right. Yeah. So then
we had indulgences.
but then after that, after all of that liquor or alcohol, then we ended up going to it's called the Bicycle Thief. And it's right there on the pier.
Because we decided to walk back to the ship so that we can walk some of this off.
We walked there, so we had to walk back.
Yeah.
There wasn't nobody come to get us.
That's true.
But check this out. I'm not a lobster eating guy, but they said to try the northern lobsters. They said that the northern lobsters they don't overcook as much, and they're not as tough, you know. And I was like, whatever, it's lobster. How about I had a lobster roll? Let me tell you something. I'd eat that lobster roll every day. That was very good. It surprised me.
Yeah. Our next port was St. John, New Brunswick.
New Brunswick. Mm-hmm.
We've never been there, of course.
No.
We had an excursion. It was a photography tour.
Yeah.
Now it was something different for us because we've never done anything like that. But I just figured that because I'm the one that typically makes all the selections for the excursion, so all the breweries and the
Own it. Own it. That's why we was going to.
That's on me. That's on me. I
I'm just
did
saying.
that. That was me.
I'm just saying.
So I figured let's break this up a little bit. All right. So we'll do the photography tour. And I think this was such an enlightening tour. It was a small group. It was probably only like 15 of us that were on this short bus. It's all right to be on a short bus sometime, though.
Yeah, it was a luxury short bus. so there's a difference, all right. It was a luxury short bus, but anyway,
we did the guide was so knowledgeable, and he's a professional photographer anyway. And then we ended up going to the Bay of Fundy tide, seeing that phenomenon. And I'm gonna let Tommy tell you more about that one.
Well, first off, when she told me we were going on a photography tour, the first thing I thought was we're going to different spots where the best pictures would be. That was what I thought. Come to find out, the tour guy was a photographer, professional. And not only did we go to great spots, but he was teaching us on how to take advantage of the different scenes, the different sun, the way the sun was going. It was just how to use the depth of the camera. I was just like, who knew I needed this? Well, I knew I needed it, but who knew I'd find this on this tour? So it was amazing. Yeah. But the Bay of Fundy, now let me tell you something. The Bay of Fundy and the tide phenomenon. So Mother Nature to me is the most impressive thing. When I see natural wonders or natural phenomena, I am blown away. So we go down to the Bay of Fundy and we get off the bus and the water is aggressively flowing from the right to the left. And there's no big thing, right? Because we haven't been given the spiel yet. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, wow, that's really rolling right flowing there. Yeah.
Right.
So we get up to the edge and he's sitting there explaining that you can literally see the tide effect. And it's so dramatic that it'll blow you away. I'm like, yeah, okay. So from right to left, right, the water from the river is pushing into the ocean. It's pushing the ocean water back into the ocean. And my whole life, I was like, rivers feed the ocean. No biggie, right? So then we go and do the rest of the tour, and we come back 4 hours later. And how about the water is now flowing from my left to right? So it's completely flowing in the opposite direction.
How does that happen?
So now the ocean is pushing the water back into the river, and it's forcefully pushing. And there's no, like, it's so obvious. It's not like a trickle. It's as much as it was flowing this way. Now, because of the gravity and the tide and the moon, it's flowing back that way. Blew me away. It's pretty amazing, pretty impressive. And
I did a good job.
she did. I mean, she calmed us down with the alcohol, and then
For a moment.
and then gave us an opportunity to learn something. And then, so our next port, we finally broke the border, and now we're back in the U.S.
Oh, one thing that when we came back into the U.S., everyone
Customs.
had to get off the ship.
Yeah.
Everybody had to get off the ship and go through customs, check in, and then you could turn around and get back on the ship.
As soon as we docked in Portland, customs came on the ship. And then, like she said, when she said everybody, that means even the help, the staff. Why did I say help? The crew. I'm sorry, the crew and everyone, Americans or foreigners. You had to get off the ship, and you had to take your ID card and your
passport,
your passport and your room key. And that was just I never witnessed anything like. But it makes sense because. If we would, to get back in the U.S. and you're out of the U.S., you have to go through customs. So it's not bad, if you have an early excursion that morning, then you had to get up early and hope you didn't miss the excursion. And if you had a later
they
excursion,
made concessions for those people that got off early.
Yeah, but they still said that it was a long line, and they had to zoom through their excursion.
That's right.
He said he didn't get to see nothing. You remember? They said, look to your left, there you got them. Look to your right, there you got it. They said by the time you got your camera up, they were gone. So, hey, that's pretty funny. But ours was later, and we did a 10-mile bike ride, seeing Portland, Maine, seeing the island and the mainland, and it was just amazing. It was beautiful up there.
Along with the 2-mile hike.
Yeah, so we rode our bike to what's called the Mackworth Island State Park. And then we didn't go into the state park through the gates. We ended up walking to the left and following that trail along the bay. And it was beautiful.
Very interesting. Yeah. Again, the weather just held up the entire time that we were sailing. So it was a beautiful day, to be out there in September. Which they say is typically really cold though during that time.
Fall,
right. But it was amazing. The weather was beautiful. So then our next port was in Boston, and of course this was our first time ever going to Boston. And when I was growing up, I always watched baseball games with my dad, and not so much even Atlanta Braves. So it's not just growing up, even as an adult. He still to this day still watch baseball.
Atlanta, everything.
Yeah. And so I'll sit and watch it, with them. So it kind of ingrained in me, watching the game. So when I decided I was making the selections for the tours we went on, I was asking Tom, and I'm like, hey, you want to go to Fenway Park, and
yeah, of course.
It just didn't dawn on me as such a big thing. I know. It just didn't dawn on me like that. Okay. So we get there, though, to the park, and I'm just like, this is amazing. I can't believe I'm here. This is fantastic.
And see, my dad and me, we were Cincinnati fans. So anybody knows anything about baseball, is Cincinnati and Boston, the Big Red Machine, there was a problem there. So going to Fenway has always been something that, you ever have those bucket lists that you don't really have to do them because they're not like super, like the 7 wonders of the world or one bucket list. But then there's a bucket list where you're like, this is what I'd really like to do. Fenway is one of them. So Wrigley Field would be the other one. And so just being able to step, not even in the stadium, but to step on the grounds, and then you see the statues of all, and just think about the Red Sox legends, and seeing that, and then, we
got a chance to walk around, go and sit in the different areas within the stadium.
Sit on the wall.
Yeah.
Sit on the wall, the green wall. And it's just like, it took me back to being a kid, and it starts making you remember when baseball basically ruled the world, so that was impressive.
Yeah.
And then going to see the inside the stadium, being able to it was empty.
Yeah, to sit in the different sections, you can get different vantage points of seeing the game,
We got to see the monster, and then we got to sit on top of the monster.
Yeah.
you know, and then there was a game coming, so we got to see warm up. It was just, it was all a big thing, a big deal, and it was great, amazing, and it was one of those lifetime experiences that you didn't know you wanted as badly as when you got it.
Oh,
So
I agree.
Took me back, made me think about my pops a lot. So now
on to your favorite subject.
My food. Love it. Oh, yeah. Compass Rose was the bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was true.
Yeah.
Yes. Prime 7
Yeah.
is the steakhouse that they have.
And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Yeah.
Period. Not just on the ocean.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
But that steak,
oh, yeah.
medium.
If you go sail on
If
Regent.
I could do the lip quiver, that's what I'd be doing right now. But it was great.
Yeah. And Pacific Rim is the Asian-inspired restaurant that they have. And we only got to eat there once. Yeah. And I hate that because the food was delicious. And we only got there the night before us disembarking. You know, but highly recommend, you definitely need to book ahead of time. I
don't know about all other sailings, but that was the one restaurant everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
And we tried to get in earlier than our reservation. And every night we kept getting turned down.
Kept checking.
No, sorry.
No, they're full.
Thank you for being here. Just, you know, once again, the elevated kindness. So thank you for wanting to try a restaurant. But
I tell you, once we did get in there the night before we were disembarking,
hey, we sampled
tried
everything.
to eat everything.
We sampled everything, and everything that was on the menu.
We weren't wasteful because we ate it.
Yeah, our table was full of food. Yeah, it was great.
It was delicious.
So the Pacific Rim hype is real, and make sure you book it early in the cruise, because if you don't, everybody's going to be telling you how good it is.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about the details on board. The service is where luxury lives.
Absolutely.
You know, the crew was top tier.
Yeah. Now, people wonder how much a Regent cruise is. And I'm going to tell you, it's more than your contemporary cruise, right? But if you do the math, it's you understand why, right? And what I mean by that is everything is included on that ship. I'm talking, you can turn in laundry every day. They have a laundry room where you can go and wash your own with detergent that they have and dryer sheets.
Yeah.
And they have an iron where you can iron whatever you need to iron so that you're presentable.
The laundry comes back to you folded nice with
separated in a box.
Nice tissue paper with a little tie on it.
The room service was on point. You can order. You don't have to order straight from whatever they serve in the Compass Rose. You can order for room service. We had steak and eggs.
Cronuts.
Y'all don't hear me.
Different varieties with the steak and eggs.
And you can order different. There's a different cronut every day, from cream filled to apple filled to
everything.
Go on and on.
Yeah.
But you just have to take into consideration, if you want luxury, then Regent has to be the first thing on your list.
Yeah.
If you want to feel special when you sail, then Regent has to be one of the first ones on your list.
Absolutely.
If you want outstanding food, then Regent has to be one of the first ones. You know, there's and don't
get caught up with the sticker.
Yeah.
You know, because it can be shocking to you, but they have 2027, 2028 sailings already out. So we're in 25 right now. So you have an opportunity to pay on all that, though. All I'm saying is that if it's on your list, I highly recommend you sailing on Regent.
And when you sail, just remember, it's a different level.
But the only things that you will pay for is that if you wanted spa treatments for massages, things like that. But you can go into the spa and enjoy the other steam rooms, the saunas,
the cold pools.
Cold pools. Yeah. They have that's already included. You don't have to pay anything extra for that. Or if you wanted to go into the beauty salons, because I did see some people going in there to get their hair done.
They have haircuts.
They have manicures and you get the pedicures there, and the haircuts. The barbers are there. So if you want those extra things, this is available to you.
Yeah, but everything except the gift shop.
Oh yeah.
Because basically it is in the price.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So then they have the entertainment.
yeah.
The evenings
Another
really
surprise.
surprised us
Yeah.
because the shows were later.
9:30 start.
The lively
Yeah.
lounges. I
Yeah.
mean, and the house band was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The instruments that some of these people are playing.
There's a young lady. She played the drums,
The trombone.
the trombone and the bass guitar.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, okay.
I mean,
and she was jamming on both of them.
It was fantastic, and this is their house band. I mean, it was a really good time in those lounges. Really good time.
But first, it surprised me that there was live performance and live shows. Right. First off, second, I was surprised that the starting of those shows was so late, with the average age being above 65. That surprised me. But guess what? Those places are full. And then
one of our friends' daughters
is
on the ship.
Yeah,
She's part of the entertainment team. So we made sure that we connected because our
friends reached out.
Friends reached out, said that, hey, our daughter's on there on the ship. So we made sure that we got a chance
linked
to see
up,
her.
took a picture. Yeah, you see the picture.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's impressive. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
Now, some things that they could work on. Their mobile app just isn't cutting it.
No.
But
I think they're working on it.
Yeah, I think they have plans to do it.
Yeah.
The good news is they make sure you have updates every night from what's happening the next day, and like you can see everything on the TV channel where you can find out what's going on and what's happening. So it's not like you're without information. It's just that it's old school type of information. So that threw us off, not being able to have an app.
Old school way of getting
information. Hard copies and all that stuff. So it wasn't. It's not anything that stops the show, but in the world of apps, it would have been so much easier to have it. And save
easily
paper.
accessible.
Yeah.
So the excursions. Some of the excursions pacing was a little slower, but that's only because the demographic on Regent is maybe 65 and up. So some of them, some of the tours moved a little slower, which is fine, because we knew what we were there for.
And the only way that was brought to our attention really was when we got on the luxury short bus. We were running a little late, not late, but not as early as some of the other people on the excursion. And so we ended up having to sit in the very back of the bus. And so we pulled up to a spot, and the tour guy was like, hey, y'all, just a quick little hit. So we got 15 minutes. Y'all can get off the ship or get off the boat, get off the bus and see what's going on. And then we'll get back on and we'll go. And it took us almost 10 minutes to get off the bus. So as soon as we got out, took 3 steps, he said, well, time to go. So that's what brought it to our attention. But once again, it's making sure that you know what you're walking into, right? It is the age group is higher, but at the same time, it doesn't stop the show at all. And speaking of the age, I told you it trends to be older and of a wealthier crowd. And we have had people, clients that say that they walked on and felt like it was a little stuffy.
You can see how they can get that perception of it, which is fine because everybody has their own way of traveling.
But look here, that ain't gonna stop the show. Cruise Tommy ain't playing. Shoot, right. I like making stuffy people laugh and making them break. And
what we just
really
found out was that everybody likes to have a good time.
Everybody likes to have a good time.
So you just.
Yeah, and everybody wants to talk.
Enjoy the music, enjoy the time being there.
Yeah.
Right.
And just if you go on Regent and you go to enjoy yourself, then you'll have fun. If you go and you want to try to find anything that could possibly be wrong, guess what? You can do that with anything. Yeah. So just bring your energy, enjoy your lane, and you'll have a great time.
Right. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up too is that the solo travelers, they have nightly meetups, which I thought was fantastic for the solo travelers because again, with the older demographic, some people, may not have their spouses anymore and are traveling with their best friends or just traveling by themselves, period. So the fact that they can link up with other solo travelers was amazing.
So let me ask you, do you have some travel tips for the people?
I sure do.
What you got?
So arrive early to Montreal. If you're going on this particular itinerary, do yourself a favor and go there at least 2 days prior to the sailing.
Especially if you've never been to Montreal.
Right. And then also when it becomes time to book your specialty dining, definitely do that early. It's about 60 days before you're sailing, or as soon as you get on the ship, go to the reservations and select all of your dining. Do Pacific Rim at least twice.
Yeah. Try your best.
Yeah. And then also balance your excursions out, a mix of the active and the cultural. So
alcohol.
Mix of active and the cultural.
All right. Also, use sea days, just like on any ship, to enjoy the ship and to get some rest, because them excursions can take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Also, that block party that we mentioned on Regent, do it.
Yeah.
Get your glass, step outside and mingle and
Right.
get to know your people. Like
That's
I said, it may appear stuffy, but it's not true. You have to get through people's barriers, no matter what they are.
Right. People like to have a good time.
Yep.
And evening attire has relaxed a little bit, like we mentioned earlier, but there's no shorts to dinner or to the shows.
Yeah.
And they just recently adopted the dress tennis shoes with casual business attire. So adhere to that, because there's no more formal wear to your dinners.
Somebody I know close to me tried to go to a show with shorts on, and he got pushed. He got sent back home. But guess what he did? They got shorts on too. All right. Anyway.
And also another tip is the guided city tours in Montreal and Quebec help the first timers like us, because we learned a whole lot more about Canada than we've ever known. So
the big bonus and shout out to Regent has to be the veteran and the first responders on the 9/11.
Yeah.
That was beyond impressive. And I'm thankful for being able to sit in that, because it was a different audience. And just hearing their stories and then how they responded to our stories, we made met some good people.
There, yeah.
And then the second thing about a shout out to them is the solo travel. I had no idea that Regent paid so much attention to their solo travelers, and that was great.
Yeah, definitely. Regent, Seven Seas, the Splendor, it delivers the luxury, and that's warm, it was intimate, and very, very detailed. And, I can't end this video without giving a special shout out to our Regent partners that we have with Dream Vacations. We first heard about Regent from Chanel, our girl Chanel. She always spoke highly of Regent.
With such confidence.
Such
when
confidence.
she would present it.
Absolutely.
And we had never sailed it, so we're like, it can't be. She always talked about Fabergé eggs and the crystals and the plates, and we're just sitting there like, okay. But
Chanel moved. She's still with Regent, but in a different capacity. And then Jody Murphy came in,
Shout out
she
Jody.
invited us to come on this seminar at sea. And I tell you, she knocked the ball out the park.
Chanel wasn't lying.
Yes.
And Jody made sure, especially when she arranged for us to have a tour of the
galley.
kitchen, and then to see some of the other room. We're just so appreciative, first for the recognition and understanding of what it is, and then for Jody just basically
to invite us to come onto this sailing,
and
so that we can get a chance to experience it and show you all, our experience, and hopefully get you on this sailing too. Not this particular one if you don't want to. There's so many more destinations that Regent goes to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's available for you. So I just really wanted to make sure I took the time to thank both of them for introducing us to Regent, because we had never heard anything about Regent before.
Well, until them, and then you know how sometimes people talk so good about you, like, you can't be that good. Well, hey, no lies were told.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that good people was our 11-day, which, by the way, is the longest cruise we've ever been on.
Yeah.
And I didn't panic. I had fun.
That's probably our limit.
We're not going to push much past that, but hey,
11 days, it was good.
It was our 11 days of luxury on the Regent Splendor.
Right, that ended in New York.
It ended in New York,
Yep.
where we got to get off and then hang out with our daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but just look, if your budget allows it, then you know your budget better than me, and you truly value service over spectacle. Now, let me explain what that means. That's not me criticizing anything, but if you're not a 5,000 passenger type of sailor, or if you want more individual care and more attention paid to you, and you have the budget to sail this one, I promise you it won't fall short.
Do yourself a favor.
I promise you won't. Yeah.
Yep.
And then our itinerary was amazing for us specifically because we had never been to Canada. We'd never been to the northern state, Northeast America. So it was amazing, and
we'll definitely sell it again.
Definitely sell it again. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So if you have any questions or comments, please send them our way. Remember, Jones Getaways is here for you. Our knowledge and experience in travel truly benefits you, us, and we want to help you with your travel needs. Okay. So visit our website, jonesgetaways.com, or all of our socials. We're everywhere, and also definitely here on YouTube.
Absolutely. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with other travelers that you know should be thinking about Regent, and then contact us.
Yep. So remember to travel often, travel smart, and travel safe.
All right, till next time.
Bye.
Bye.